My name is Adam Lemieux. I'm the product manager for tools and supplies at Johnny Selected Seeds. We're standing here today in the tools test garden, which is a quarter-acre plot that we have planted to a variety of different crops with the sole purpose of just testing tools. I'm here today to talk about bed preparation for the home gardener as well as for the micro farmer. In this case, it's a quarter-acre garden that we've prepped all these beds, all these raised beds right here with this tool. And I'm going to use this tool and a number of other ones to set up a raised bed and get it ready for planting. Okay, so what I'm holding here today is a Broadfork. This is actually our 727 hard pan Broadfork. We have a couple different styles. These Broadforks are used for loosening and aerating the bed. It's generally the first step for bed preparation. A couple different styles. Like I said, this is the hard pan style, so it's designed for soils that are a little bit tougher, maybe more rocks, maybe more clay. Anytime when you might bend a tine on our standard round tine Broadforks. And I will show you how we use this. So this is how you use it. You're going to drive it in, okay? Try and get it inserted fully. And I'm going to come back to about 45 degree, and we want to see that earth start to crack right there, okay? Lean it back up, pull it out, back 6 to 8 inches, okay? Drive it in, lean it back, pull it out. Now what I've seen some growers do, if they've got permanent raised beds, they do it like this, where they're staying out of the bed entirely, except to step on the Broadfork. It's a little harder, but it can be done. I don't feel a need for it myself, but it's personal preference. So that's the Broadfork. They're great for aerating the soil, maintaining the soil structure, and also for harvest. I'm just going to show you some of the uses of the Tillie and the way that it can be used. Okay, so we just turn it on here with this switch. Okay. Now, unlike a regular tiller, you would go this way with a regular front tine tiller. With this, I'm going to go back and forth because it cuts from the edge. So in the spring, you know, as a home gardener, you'd come out and prep your garden like this. Okay, yes, I'm walking on what I just tilled, but it still is quite loose and ready to go. What we're going to show next is how to prepare a bed like this for a micro farm. Okay, for a plot like this one, a quarter-acre farm. And we're going to run lines and make a nice straight bed. So I'm going to start out with the Tillie positioned with the line marker going right over the corner, and that'll keep a nice straight line for us. Sometimes if it gets deep, you have to kind of bounce it a little bit. So I'm just keeping this at about a 45-degree angle. When I get to the opposite end, I just switch sides. You generally need 2 passes on each side to make a good raised bed. So battery life is generally an hour when you're tilling or doing raised beds, maybe 3 hours if you're doing footpath cultivation. You always want to have a spare battery on hand. Very easy to change out. I'm just going to pull the plug on this one, slide this guy out. Slide that guy back on. Okay, so that's how you make a raised bed with the Tillie. At this point, you would add amendments into the bed if needed. and then work them in with some kind of a tool. We're going to show that as the tilther, which is going to make a nice flat bed top and work them in really nicely on the top of the bed. So at this stage of bed preparation, we have used the Tillie to define the edges of the bed after broadforking it to loosen and aerate the soil. And at this point, we're going to add any amendments to the soil that we want, any fertilizers, in this case compost today. And then we're going to work those into the bed top with a product called the Tilther. And that'll make a nice smooth top to the bed that we can seed into or transplant into very nicely. Okay, so the Tilther is a product that was designed by Elliott Coleman, and it uses a battery-operated drill for power. It's used to basically work the top 2 inches or the tilth of the soil, and you use it to incorporate amendments and really just kind of level the bed, make this perfect bed top so you can seed into it with a precision seeder or transplant into it. So when we look at this, we've got just this 2-inch shallow tine down below here, okay? All right, and the drill will mount in here. It mounts to it just like any other bit, if you will. It goes right in the chuck. And then we have a little L bracket in here that keeps the drill in place. The handles are adjustable so that you can operate this from the footpath, okay? And it's 15 inches wide, designed by Elliott Coleman for a 30-inch bed system where one pass one way, one pass the other way, and you have a nice, perfectly made bed. And it does actually operate with a rope. Very, very popular. Very popular among the market gardeners, you know, on small scale, but also really great tool for the hoop house because there's no fumes, it goes through the door easily, it's great for succession planting. Can't say enough about it, it's a great product. So that's the Tilther. The bed is now almost ready for planting. We have a couple more things to do to it before we either seed into it or transplant into it. So here we are, we've used the Broadfork to loosen and aerate the soil in this bed. We've used the Tillie to make the raised bed itself, and we have used the Tilther to incorporate some compost in the top of this bed. Now, if we want to seed into this using a precision seeder, like the 4-row seeder, we would want to firm the top of the bed with a product like this. This is our seed bed roller. This is a 30-inch wide bed roller that is made from lobster trap wire, okay? And it has lobster trap mesh on there that's a 1-inch mesh. It has a 36-inch circumference and it's 30 inches wide, okay? You can remove, if you can see this, there's a ganging rod. There's 3 independent rollers there that can all be rolling by themselves, especially at the end of the bed when you go to turn it, right? But there's some other things that we can attach to it that we want to gang those rollers together for use with that. And so there's a couple things I'll talk about real quick. The first thing that we developed to be used with this product are the Dibbles. So Dibbles are used to mark holes for transplanting. You can use them through plastic mulch as well. You're going to want some weight on the roller. You're going to want to pull the roller. You don't want to push it, okay, because it's going to want to dive right in. You want to pull it and you can have precise control that way. So these Dibbles, these snap into place, okay? And because it's a 3-foot circumference, because it's 30 inches wide and that mesh is just a 1-inch mesh, it's very easy to figure out where these are going to go for whatever your needs are. And they can be staggered, they can be in line, and there's 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, okay? Pretty straightforward there. We have these row markers. They just would go around it, snap in place on any one of those inch marks on there, and you have nice parallel lines for your single row seeder. One of the most popular seeders we sell is the single row Jang. You wouldn't necessarily configure your seed bed roller like this, but what we're showing here is that you can put a small, a medium, or a large dibble on here for transplanting, or you can put a row marker on there for a single row seeder. All right, and so now we're going to use the Paperpot Transplanter to transplant into these rows that we made in the bed. So we're placing it right over the marked row. We line up the press wheels on either side of that row marker. Okay, so now we pull it forward a couple feet to open a furrow with the plow. I'm going to pull it forward until I can see that furrow in the chute. The sweeps are adjustable for angle and for depth. Okay, here we go. Loading the gun. So I lift this guy up, all right. Okay. peel this one piece of white paper off the end. Okay. And then find the end. There it is. Okay, there's our end pot. I'm going to bring the end pot down here to the chute. Okay. Thanks for checking out our video today. You can see more on our growers library on our site. Thank you.